in my Lego kingdom. After the Old One arranged a coup in the assassination of the Emperor Dragon Nograd, the old vampire sent his skeleton ghost ship across the sea to begin an assault on King Cuthbert's castle. But on an island near the shore of Cuthbert's kingdom stands the Tower of the Sorceress, occupied by the Royal Order of Sorceresses, a secret society unknown to all except the king, their defenses, and his highest ministers. King Cuthbert, alerted by his spies, the Wolfpack Rangers, gets word to the tower that they are to act as a first line of defense against the skeleton ghost ship. And the sorceresses have an undeniable advantage: their powerful magic. For within the tower, these magical entities create special gem projectiles. The elite and secret guard that mans the tower defenses uses these creations in their special long-range catapult. The special gems are more powerful than any other weapon, exploding with a blinding light that overwhelms and dazes a ship's crew. But they have never been fired on a ghost ship, nor on flying skeletons. And so, the head of the order, the superior sorceress, stands at the top of the tower, and with the eye of all-knowing, keeps watch for the skeleton ghost ship. Will the Emperor Old One's skeleton warship successfully fight off the defenses of the sorceress's tower? Or will the magic of the Order of the Sorceresses save the kingdom? The answer lies in the future. Tune in again next time and see for yourself. Hi, I'm Tom Bray since 1954. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This week, I had the best time building an alternative build for the 3-in-1 castle. That's set number 31120 that retired at the end of last year. Although I think there may still be some zombie inventory out there, so if you haven't gotten this set, you might look for it. At any rate, I built the alternative build that's the tower. And I really am glad that I did. I wanted a build, I wanted a tower to fit in with my lore that I had planned for this week. I wanted a place where the hidden order of sorceresses could have their headquarters. And this seemed to fit the bill perfectly. And I've always wanted to build an alternative build. And since I have 4 sets of this castle, I thought this might be a good time to try it. I knew that it wouldn't take me very long, and I was right. It only took me a few days of building, and it probably would have taken even less time had I understood that you had to empty every single bag in this set in order to build this alternative build. I'm used to going sequentially, 1 bag at a time, and not having to open all the pieces all at once. So that took some getting used to, and it created the need to come up with a system to manage all of those parts. And so what I did was I took a sheet pan, and I arranged the bigger pieces by color. So I kind of color-coded them. And then in a white container that's kind of long, a little over 12 inches, I placed all of the smaller parts, the ones that come in those bags that are inside of the bags, and so that I could keep the smaller bits kind of organized all in one place. So this helped me a little bit, but it was slower going than a normal build would have been for me, because I had to go searching often for one tiny little piece, and it would take me 1 or 2 minutes to find that piece, which really slowed me down, as opposed to when you build 1 bag at a time where all that's available to you are just the pieces in that bag. So that took some getting used to. It wasn't that it wasn't fun. It was fun. It just took longer to build than I expected that it would. Now, let me tell you a little bit about what this piece looks like. It's a tall tower. It's well over a foot, and it's cool. There are multi-levels. I modified it because I knew what I wanted to do in my lore with this. And since I had such a good time modifying the Harry Potter Room of Requirements for my old one, and that was just so much fun to do with spider webs and all of that. I decided that I would do something similar as I was building this with my sorceresses in mind. So I took out the small brick build that was the dragon, and I wanted to kind of hollow out those rooms so that I could use them for my purposes, for my sorceresses. But first of all, I knew that I needed sorceresses, and I didn't have any in my parts box. So I went to my local brick and minifig store, which I love to do. It's a great way to blow off steam. And in a box of castle parts, I found three princess kind of torsos, the tops and the skirts, that I knew would work very well for my purpose. And then I went to the table where you can build your own minifig, and I found heads and just some accoutrements and hats to also add to those figures. So all in all, it was a very successful outing, and I had my sorceresses to use. I decided that I wanted to have something special about their magical powers. So I hit upon the notion that they were able to create magical gemstones that acted as weapons to be used in a catapult, which is also part of this build, which is why I wanted to use it in my lore. And so I knew I needed troops to kind of defend the tower and also to man the catapult. I created a kind of elite guard that was assigned to this tower, and so they had to be the most trustworthy guards and soldiers in order to accomplish their mission. And then I had ordered in the last Pick-a-Brick order that I put in a bunch of gemstones. So this was perfect. I used the kind of treasure chest that was included in this 3-in-1 build, and I filled it full of gemstones with the idea that that's what would be used in the catapult. So that's how I created the lore. I think the best part of how I modified this build, which really excited me, I had this vision that at the top of the tower, instead of the flag, there would be the principal sorceress, the head of the order, would stand at the very top of the tower, and with her eye of all-seeing, which is from the Dungeon and Dragons collectible minifigure set, would be on the lookout for the old one's skeleton warship that was heading their way. And what I wanted to do was have it rotate, have that figure rotate so that it could be turned in any direction. And so I knew there was a Lego part, which is kind of a circular part that rotates like a turntable that fits down into a square part. And I placed that perfectly. It was the perfect dimensions to place on the top of the tower and then to place that minifig. And it turns just beautifully. And I'm just stupidly excited by that because I think it's one of the coolest features ever. So that was what I did this week. That was my experience in building a 3-in-1 alternate build. What's your experience? Have you built any alternative 3-in-1 builds of that size? And were you surprised by the fact you had to open all the bags, or did you have to open all the bags? Maybe it's just the set where you have to do that. And did you come up with any other systems beside the one I came up with to help you organize those parts once they're all out and in front of you? I'd like to hear about that in the comments. I'm always interested in what you have to say because it teaches me so much. So that's it. Best of luck this week in your building. Thank you again for your support, and we'll see you again.